So Andrew and I have been all over the sports landscape with our storytime specials, but this time in honor of the NFL kickoff game, I think I'm going to do a football story. What do you think, Drew?
Hey, we haven't even. I mean, you did tell your football bet story, but we haven't really talked about actual games specifically. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, dude, and this is not just your normal, oh, I went to a football game and I had these interaction with these fans and I did this and that and went home. No, guys, I was 16 years old and I was in the booth for a playoff game with a headset on in the booth.
So you called the game.
I called the game. Foreshadowing the future, baby.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. So, this was way back in 2019. way back when you
Way
could actually go to
back
football
in
games.
my day, back in
Yeah,
my
back
day.
back in way back in my days. Oh my gosh, but way back on November 9th of 2019. HF had just beaten Curie the week before to advance to the second round of the IHSA football playoffs. And once again, I was called to get in the booth for a radio broadcast, and I was like, okay. Now the previous week, it wasn't really all that exciting for me because it was an absolute blowout. I got a chance to get my feet wet and see how I broadcast the game and see what specific calls I could make and stuff like that. But I really didn't have too many chances to, you know, really raise my voice like that. It's just like, yeah, that was a blowout. I remember one time, um, I was really, really hungry and I wanted some nachos, but I was calling the game. I was calling the game, bro. I was like, dang it, man. I love game day nachos, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. That freaking movie cheese. Oh, bro, it kills me every single time, man. Bro, if I could get that movie cheese, my life would be complete.
So you're saying that if you went on an island and the only food that you could have, you would pick nachos
Yes, bro. That
with
freaking
movie cheese.
with movie cheese, bro. Them freaking salty chips with that hot sauce. Oh my gosh, bro. That,
Hey, dude, you're making me and the listeners hungry.
bro. I'm sorry, but that's why they called me the eating machine once, bro. I was like, I'm nom nom, bro. I'm pretty fit for a guy that eats a lot, but I really love them game day nachos. Anyways, man, I made sure I wasn't gonna miss my opportunity this week. Um, I I was me and Joe were getting the game ready and stuff while Alabama and LSU were playing. I was like, dang it, I'm missing that game. And one of my buddies, Christian, big LSU guy. Obviously they were talking about it, but I was like, me and Joe, we gotta do this game, man. Not to say that doing the game was bad or anything. As a matter of fact, I would rather call a game than watch a game, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was like, dang, I'm missing Alabama LSU, but it's worth it. Meanwhile, me and Joe are setting up and stuff, and we're watching the players warm up, and bro, I'm listening to the bands of the HF band, bro. If there's one thing that gets me pumped up, it's those freaking tenor drums and those snare drums that those sports bands play, bro. It is so bone chilling to me, bro. I love it.
Dude, I think a lot of people agree with you that that is really what makes college football college football. Like that was those are soundtracks for like the college football games.
Yeah, I mean, the college football theme was literally a drum line one time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean that again, that's what makes college football.
It's so awesome, man. Some of the most memorable calls, you can just hear the trumpets and all the music. The music is just blaring. It's so awesome. But while me and Joe were sitting waiting for kickoff, and we were waiting to go live, and then we did our little pregame show, and I was just like, wow. So I'm really gonna do this again. I'm gonna do 2 playoff games in 2 weeks, and I don't even have a high school diploma.
Yeah,
Gave me
that is
chills.
impressive.
It's impressive, man. It basically foreshadowed this podcast. Basically foreshadowed it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, because it's like who does this at the age of 16, man?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, that's just impressive.
Yeah, dude, I loved it, man. But kickoff, it was a really good game. So it was a lot of twists and turns too. The first quarter, the first drive, I was calling it. The Wildcats, Neuqua Valley was on a, they were on a drive, and the game was very chippy. There was, a lot of trash talking before the game on Twitter and stuff like that. At least that's what my partner told me. Um, I was just, I was like, okay, so I know this game's gonna have a lot of animosity. So I'm basically gonna be, calling a really, really tense game. I loved it, bro. I was like, I'm hyped. I hope this lives up to the billing. And the first drive gave me a little indication on how this game's gonna go because I believe there were a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on
Mm.
the drive that pushed them back. And I was just like, so this drive is going to be stalled because of these penalties. It went from like 3rd and 5 to like 3rd and 15 ish. After it was a lot of momentum swings. So
Hmm.
Neuqua Valley was forced to kick a field goal and they missed it. And the very next play, HF Sean Allen took it 80 yards. 80 yards, man. I was like, whoa.
That is definitely a switch.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And it's probably my most iconic call yet. Obviously, because, well, it was probably, I mean, I was like, and the Vikings, take over at the 20-yard line. Allen with a quick burst of speed. And I was like, Sean Allen at the 50, at the 40, at the 30, stuff like that. And then I just felt myself screaming at the top of my lungs. And what a start for the Vikings! Sean Allen into the end zone, picking up right where he left off because Sean Allen was going crazy, in the playoffs. First two plays, he had like 3, 4 touchdowns in the first 2 playoff games each. I was like, this man is going crazy.
Yeah, so you're basically telling me that you called your inner Gus Johnson
I
for
called
the
my inner Gus
excitement.
Johnson. I was so hyped, bro. And I mean, obviously, I knew I was gonna show Neuqua Valley the same kind of hype because
Yeah,
I was me personally. Even if I'm a broadcaster for a specific team, I still appreciate greatness when I see it.
dude, I feel the same way. I feel like I hate listening to biased announcers. It's not fun because like when the Tigers play the White Sox, I always have to listen to the White Sox broadcast because it's blocked out. Um, but it's just so annoying listening to like other announcers just don't show appreciation to the other team. It's just I get that they're calling their home team or whatever, but like it's weird to me that they would just feel so like opposed to being okay or being so annoyed with like the other team being successful. It's just annoying to me.
Yeah, it really irks me because it's like a team hits a full court buzzer beater. Barnes heaves it and it went in. Pistons
Yeah.
win.
Doesn't make it exciting at all.
I was just, yeah, dude, it's bad. I'm gonna try my best to change that. I don't care who I am calling the game for. If something exciting happens, I'm gonna act like it was exciting.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what all announcers should do.
Yeah, exactly. But Drew, the first half was an absolute title fight. HF scored a touchdown, then Neuqua Valley came out, scored another. It was like 5 consecutive drives they scored touchdowns.
So, I didn't your excitement level increase or decrease?
Oh, it increased. Dude, freaking 5 straight touchdowns by both teams in the first half. I was like, it was like 21-24 to 14 HF at the end of the first half.
Okay.
I was so juiced. And I was telling Joe on the broadcast, hey man, this game is living up to its billing. And Joe had some really good color commentary moments too. Um, I really liked it when he said he read him like a book. Like one of HF's defenders absolutely read Nico Valley's run play, stopped him in the backfield for a loss, and he was like he read him like a book. I just love the emphasis that he put on book. It was just such a good. It was such a nice touch.
Yeah.
But the second half is kind of when HF started to pull away. Then they scored to put them up like 31-14, and then it was 38-14. It was 38-21, I believe. HF ended up winning the game by double digits, but the first half was a title fight, man. It was back and forth, but it wasn't like it was absolute domination in the second half. It was just that HF just simply, pulled away. But there were a
Yeah.
lot of extracurricular events that happened. Um,
Whoa.
a lot of extracurriculars.
If I bet you are excited because every time I see animosity on the field or when I'm watching the game, dude, I get excited, dude. I love it.
Yes, bro. And obviously it was so tough because I was like, this was my first tense game that I had to call live on a broadcast. I had to make sure I didn't slip up with any words or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't I did not want my first to be the last. But
Hey, yeah, you don't want to. We talked about some controversial calls and broadcasters, being kicked off of their respective broadcasts. So you can't be doing that in your second your second call.
nuh-uh. My first real good call too. Like no, bro. That you gotta. I had to keep my composure, but it was obviously so different because I'm used to, saying stuff like, "Oh snap, he just shoved him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness." But I can't be acting so immature on a broadcast, apparently. But yeah, the game it was very tense, especially in the second half when you could just feel the game slipping away from Nequa Valley. They started losing their composure, and you could just see the emotion pouring out of them. It was heated. There was pushing and shoving after some plays, and it was heated. And bro, when the game ended and the public address announcer announced the end of the game, bro, Nequa Valley and HF didn't even shake hands.
Dang, so it was actually like heated.
Yes, it was heated. Although some might say that it was because HF Coach Buzz was just trying to tell his team, look, when we do the handshake line, you're not gonna act a fool. You're gonna show sportsmanship. You're gonna keep your mouth shut unless you're saying good game or something like or whatever. He was basically giving his team a speech, and then apparently the Nico Valley coach thought they just weren't gonna shake hands, so they just left.
So, hey, if they face each other this year, dude, that definitely's got to be one of the most anticipated matchups.
Yeah, I really, oh my gosh, man, I would love to call that game
But
again.
but this is a time when social distancing is in place, so maybe they won't get too crazy into the extracurriculars. I'm kidding.
Dude, you never know, man. We still see a lot of animosity in sports, even during the pandemic.
Dude,
So,
I know you see the in baseball those bullpens run out as fast as they can, get in the middle of everything, dude. I'm looking forward to the next time they meet.
oh yeah, definitely, dude. And at the end of the game, it was so like, dude, during the entire halftime break, I was smashing on some game day nachos, baby.
Oh, there we go.
Man, dude, as soon as we went on permanent break for the first half, I was like, let me get into that concession stand real quick, chief.
You ran down there as fast as you could just get the game day nachos.
Dude, I didn't just run down there, I snuck down there. I had to be sneaky with it. I did not want to bump into the VTV advisor, bro. Because I know he would probably hit me with the Jotham, what are you doing outside the booth, man? I'm like,
uh,
I want some game day nachos, ski.
Gotta have the game day nachos.
Yes, bro. The game day nachos, man. I was like, oh, dude, I felt when they gave me the nachos, I felt the crisp heat just coming from the container. I was like, oh, I'm gonna smash.
Stop, dude. You're making me hungry. This story time episode should be called Game Day Nachos, dude.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my. You know what? That could be a decent alternate title. Game day nachos. Oh my
For everyone on watching or listening on YouTube or Spotify or whatnot, the picture of this episode will be Game Day Nachos. It will be Jotham eating nachos as the picture. It won't be the book or the clock. It will be nachos.
God. Oh my gosh, bro. That game, I'm telling you, bro, them game day nachos made me feel different, man. I was eating them. I was eating them in the booth, bro, right next to Joe, and he was like, "You smashing on them nachos?" I said, "Yes, bro. I am not missing that opportunity again, bro."
Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't blame you. Nachos are good.
Yes, bro. They're so good for me. I mean, I feel like they should call me the Nacho Monster.
Ah,
Nacho,
dude, I'm trying to think of a nickname.
the Nacho
Macho
Monster.
Nacho.
The
Macho Nacho.
Jono the Nacho.
Dude, it literally sounds like a wrestling name, dude. That could be a wrestling name.
Nacho Jono. Oh my gosh, man. I'm
What
telling
has
you,
the
bro.
story time come to? We've just been going off about those game day nachos, man.
I mean, bro, I'm telling you, bro. If we ever go to a game together, the first thing you will see me ask for at the concession stand is those game day nachos, bro. That's the
You
first
better
thing.
you better not even like tell the worker like, hey, can I get some nachos? You better ask for game day nachos.
Yes, bro. I'm getting me that extra cheese deluxe. I remember, dude. Every time I would go to a high school game, I would always ask for an extra cheese cup because the extra. I did, dude. I would take a cheese cup home with me, bro. That's how good the movie nachos, that movie cheese, bro. Oh my god, bro.
I'm lost for words, man. This episode has been I don't even know what to say, dude. We gotten into the game day nachos, like the what
Bro,
is going on?
dude, this story is half game day nachos. That's literally half the story, bro. I love,
That's the title right there.
bro.
Half game, half nacho.
Like, bro, seriously. But at the end of the game, we were signing off on our final remarks, bro. We basically did the whole show. We did pregame show, did the game, called the game, had the halftime show, had the second half, and then we had the post game show. It was basically a near 4 hour masterpiece by me and Joe.
I bet that was fun to do.
Yes, bro. And you know, I know we've gone international on top of the standings, but there
Yeah,
was a
shout out
time.
to Germany and Ireland.
Yeah, shout out to our listeners in Germany and Ireland. Thank you very much. Going international again. But this is not the first time I've gone international. This game that I called, I had listeners in Canada
Mm.
uh, for an Illinois high school football game.
Hey, shout out Canada.
Yeah, shout out to the international uh uh platforms and landscapes that allow us to be listened to internationally. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you, Anchor. If you guys haven't heard of Anchor, best hosting platform in 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 the world.
Yeah, 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 definitely. But 16, two kids put it on their back and said, "Let's make a podcast," and we run it with it. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Shout out Anchor.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, dude.
yeah. Anchor. Yeah, nice.
But yeah, dude. Eventually the game got posted on YouTube, and Andrew,
Okay.
I re-listened to the entire broadcast. It is 3 hours, 50 minutes, and 21 seconds long.
How many times have you listened to it back?
I listened to the entire thing over again one time because I.
Oh, I was gonna say. I was like, really? Like, if you would have listened to that thing, like more than once, that is dedication there.
Yes, dude. I mean, when I count listening to as like listening to the whole game again. I've only listened to the entire game once because that was only to literally blow up the comment section with timestamps on the best points of the game. It was very very pleasing to go back. And basically that's the YouTube video is basically game film for me. It's
Yeah, I could
basically
see
game
that.
film.
Yeah, yeah.
I would go back and listen to my calls and think to myself, okay, how could I have called this better? Okay, this stutter needs to go. that is it's basically such a great help. I'm so glad Ski posted it on YouTube because I even I I have 33 timestamps in the comment section.
I bet everyone looks at those comments and like, oh, I guess that is the guy who called the game.
Yeah. And then I remember one comment I said, "Hey ESPN, Fox, NBC, CBS, I Jotham in parentheses could be starting your second halves of game like this for you guys in the future. Stay tuned."
Subtle flex.
Subtle flex, yes sir.
Yeah.
Dude, I was the flexing was so freaking subtle, and I didn't even know it.
Hey, I mean, hey, I don't blame you.
Yeah, dude. But there were also some weird moments. Like the game got stopped for no reason. No reason other than just to look at the scoreboard.
I thought you were gonna say game day nachos.
Nah, bro. Show's got to go on, even when I'm smashing on them game day nachos. Um, I also had some funny calls. I even made an AP Lang book reference. Because me and Joe were in the same AP Lang class. It was funny. Um, but yeah, we're that for the listeners on YouTube. I'm definitely gonna leave a link in the description to the broadcast so you guys can see, hear what we're talking about because this was a radio broadcast after all. So, um, you're I mean, but the calls were just tremendous. I love doing them. Definitely doing
Yeah,
it again. I mean, the VTV they've come crawling back to me. Calling back to me. They said six live trucks in the month of September alone. I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna get it.
yeah. Hey, if you're gonna be calling a lot of games, dude, you're gonna get a lot of experience.
Oh yeah, dude. Especially across multiple sports, from volleyball to football to basketball, now to tennis.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. I love it, man. I mean, if I can, I mean, just thinking about this, man. I'm doing all this, and I don't even have a high school diploma.
it, hey, we're just this is just us. We're doing good.
Man, they better watch out, man. They got the hailstorm and the Jockman hurricane coming.
Yes, yes, they do.
Yeah, dude. But that that is freaking playoff Jotham right there. Um, I I called a couple of playoff games. The one against Nico Valley was undoubtedly my best game yet. I had my mom was listening to it on the radio. Um, Joe and I had a blast. It was very really cool. And Joe and I we look to be back at it again for these tennis matches coming up. So, I mean, stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, we're gonna leave a link in the description for the broadcast. If you guys like to listen, show some love to that. Dude, this was a fun story. I had a lot of fun. This was really good.
Yes, dude. We've definitely had some meme worthy phrases. We've had the positions. We've had the now we got game day nachos. Then we have subtle flex. I mean, we just come up with so many phrases, so many original phrases.
Dude, yeah, this has definitely been the funniest episode of Top of the Standings, both the story time and normal episodes. This was funny.
Yeah, this was comical. This is the first time that we've really had such an expanded, period of time cracking jokes about a phrase.
Yeah, hey, what are you gonna do after this? Go get some game day nachos.
Man, I'm finna smash on these nachos for breakfast, lunch, no, but seriously though, man, this is why I miss. This is why I miss, sports events, because I would go to the HF games, some of the games, just to get those game day nachos.
Well, I feel like that is a great place to end. Just just the game
Game
day
day
nachos,
nachos.
just game day nachos. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please be sure to get out of the house, go get you some game day nachos. As I'm sure Jotham would recommend a certain type of nachos, especially the movie cheese. But seriously, if you guys enjoyed, again, please be sure to follow us on all of our social medias. Top of the Standings on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe, like, comment if you're listening on YouTube. Also, check out Jotham's the original broadcast. Um, yeah, again, 5-star rating on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Spotify. And yeah, this has been Top of the Standings. Andrew Jotham. We're out. Peace.